episode, we are kicking off G.I. Joe July here at my side of the laundry room. So, stick around. Hello, fellow dorks and dorkettes, and welcome to It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. My name is Rob, and in this episode, we will be doing the monthly channel update news. This is for July, and it is G.I. Joe July here at the channel. As we move away from June's Summer Stampede, we now kick off the annual G.I. Joe celebration here at the channel. It unofficially began 6 years ago in 2018 as a way to celebrate my birthday by talking about my favorite toy line of all time. This is a whole month dedicated to G.I. Joe, whether it be the Real American Hero or other toys that would fit perfectly within the Joe universe. It's also the month of Cobra Convergence. This is the 8th year for the Convergence and the 5th year that I've been lucky enough to contribute something to this worldwide event. Now, I know there is a lot to say about the Convergence this year. And believe me, I have some thoughts on it, but I will remain hopeful for the time being. We will talk about this later within the month, and until then, we're just going to enjoy Cobra Convergence for what it is and what it has always been. So, yeah, like I said, I'm going to remain hopeful about this event, and yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. But you can look for my video to drop on July 18th. Now, I did something completely different this year, and I think I've been very guilty of that over pretty much every year that I have contributed to this event. I always try to do something different, and that might be something that actually works against me because it's not consistent every year for viewers that tune in year to year. But this was something that I actually started a few months ago, but when it started to come together, I thought it would be perfect for this year's Cobra Convergence. So, I've still been working on it, and I'm very close to completion. So, look for something completely different from me, and I'm really excited about it. From there, let's take a look at a new addition to the monthly channel news. This is the comment of the month, and believe me, there have been plenty of awesome comments throughout the month, but this one kind of stood out to me. This comes from J McKee 9439, and they say, how about a fistful of drivers, pilots, or commanders, guys in charge? Guys that came with animals would be cool too. Yes, they would. Now, the reason this stood out to me is I can do something about the drivers and pilots, because this month I am starting a new monthly segment for It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. This will be G.I. Joe Mobilized. Please excuse the barking in the background. It is a thunderstorm outside and the dogs are getting a little worked up, so my apologies. But anyway, G.I. Joe Mobilized will be a monthly look at the various G.I. Joe vehicles that I have in my collection, and of course, their drivers and pilots. And of course, as time goes by, we'll also be taking a look at some of the G.I. Joe playsets that I have and awesome accessories. So look for that to drop sometime this month, and every month afterwards, well, until I run out of vehicles, of course. So, on top of this new segment, we will also have our normal monthly episodes and the return of one fan favorite. So, of course, they will all be G.I. Joe themed in some way, and I'm really excited. I always look forward to this time of year. I love G.I. Joe July, and I just love looking at my favorite toy line of all time. So, before we call it a night, there were 2 bits of G.I. Joe classified news to drop this week, which would be last week when you're viewing this. Those were the reveal of the Nemesis Immortal figure, or Nemesis Enforcer, as I like to call him, as we all grew up calling him. Anyway, this figure looks fantastic. He is big, bulky. It looks like he comes with 2 different types of wings and different accessories. He comes with different heads, and I just think he will be an awesome addition to the classified collection. Now, the other bit was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive of the Once a Man Cobra Commander figure. Now, I have to be honest with you. I am not a fan of the G.I. Joe movie, simply because of the origin story that they tried to give Cobra Commander. See, this is the unmasked Cobra Commander that I grew up knowing. And this whole mutated snake, mutant, alien creature from the inner crusts of the earth, what have you, just wasn't for me. Now, of course, this is an exclusive and will be A, expensive, and B, super hard to come by. Especially because they will have them on hand to sell, unlike in the past when it was a pre-order. And one of those pre-orders I am seriously mad that I did not get, and that was the Dr. Mindbender. So, I have a bad case of FOMO, fear of missing out, for this figure. Now, can I miss out because it's not one of my favorites? Of course, but still, that collector blood is pumping through my veins and just, it tells me I need to have it. So, if it pops up on Pulse or somewhere else, I may try, but I also feel like if I'm not lucky enough, I can live with it. But anyway, with that, we will be calling it a night, and I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everyone. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this or the other episodes that YouTube is recommending, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you'll be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad and stay dorky.